Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday catch-up show. Here we are on the 24th of May, just before a nice long bank holiday. And it's cloudy and horrible here. And yes, not looking too nice, but hopefully the weather will be better. If not, a great long weekend for some modelling. Anyway, good week this week. As you can see, finally we got the Apache into some sort of paint and gone through. And to be honest, this is the culmination of 2 days worth of painting and about 6 layers of paint, just doing different colours and modulations and going right the way through. As I said before, this isn't sort of a shake and bake type of weathering effect on this one. So obviously base coat just goes down, no problem at all. And then obviously we've just been working through all the different layers of different shades of paint. So some of it been lightening a lot. So the first coat down, when you'll see, was really, really light. And then obviously we've been darkening it back to go through. And we're pretty much where I want to be as in heavy duty weathering on this one. So what we need to do now is what I'm going to be doing shortly is getting on with the decaling, which is no mean feat on this particular one because it's absolutely loaded in decals right the way through. So we're going to get all of those onto it. And then we're going to be getting a nice, good, heavy, flat, dead flat, ultra flat, I think they call it AK, finish right the way on this one. Then it's going to be dry brushing. So we're coming in with lots of dry brushing with it. And then we're going to be going through the motion. So obviously wash, probably going to be a dust wash with a little bit of sand mixed in, something else like that to give it that nice sort of deserty sort of look to it right the way through. Then it's going to be oils, so we're going to be using filters, neat oils, wash oils, things like that right the way through, chipping and scuffing and scraping and all those different things into it. But I must admit, I'm absolutely loving it. I am a pig in the proverbial of doing this type of stuff because again, you can just let your imagination go wild. And to be honest, I've got some great reference shots from Cyber Modeler over on there. They've got some great ones and I've been using their ones and going through with it. And again, this is more me. I'm using references, but they're not picking out specific aircraft. I know if some people see it, they'll know I've matched some of those ones, but mine is definitely going to be a little bit different. As I said, I'm not one for just copying one-to-one when I see a picture. I like to let the old creative stuff go with it and sort of become my model rather than a reference of the real thing. But obviously the references are all there. So what you can see on here is on those. So as you'll see in a moment as we make our way through, but thoroughly enjoying it on this particular one. As you can see as well, we talk about this a little bit later. We got the results of the poll that went up as well for the members for the next video build. And funny enough, I'm building all of these. So you guys have voted for it and we are going to be building all of those ones. But we'll talk about that one in a minute. Anyway, it all started on Monday with a little bit of a rant. So me and Matt had our little show. And to be honest, it's a slow week and I'm getting really bored of saying we haven't got much to talk about because there's no kits and that. So we had a little bit of a rant. Okay, perhaps rant is a little bit clickbaity. It's more of a grumble than a rant because I don't really do rants and things and lose my rag like I used to. I'm too old. But anyway, we do have a little bit of a grumble about the state of the hobby and where it's going and how I can see it going. And, you know, I did point out, I think YouTube and YouTubers are really keeping this hobby afloat. And that's what's keeping everyone's interest going because we haven't got any models to talk about and things like that. It's one of those things like, what do you talk about? But luckily there's YouTubers are out there that keep the interest going and obviously with the model shows and that. And that's what the hobby needs. It needs, you know, things to be released, things to get talking about, things to get excited about as well. And what we had a proper rant about, though, was these companies who actually talk about a kit that they're going to release and then you just never see it. So everyone gets excited about a brand new whatever it is, and there's lots of them to choose from, and thank you for everybody who helped out with that. But again, it's one of those ones that, well, where are they? We've been speaking about them for so long, and now just nothing. But massive thank you to all the comments down in YouTube. What I'm going to do probably over the weekend, because I've got a little bit of time, I'm going to answer quite a few of you down in the old YouTube comments, because some of you have come out with some really, really good points. And I'd like to elaborate on a few of those as well. So with this show, it's going to make a comeback in a few weeks' time. But again, it's one of those things where I think it's like, you know, everyone sort of agreed with it. And it was one of those where I think everyone can sort of get behind it as well. So yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen it, pop off and have a look at the show. It's around about sort of 40 minutes, I think it is on that particular one. And you can go off and hear me and Matt ranting about it all. And plus the fact he has finished his Black Widow as well. So he's on a little bit of a roll with that one. So anyway, anybody can watch that. It's a free to watch video. You can just click in there and you can see that one. On Wednesday, it was a vlog. So it's myself on close-up cam. We've got a different camera. We use a different microphone and stuff. You guys seem to love the format about it. It's short, it's sweet, it's punchy, and really it's following me throughout the day. So obviously we were looking at the painting work that I was going on with that day, making our way through. And as I said, we're on the new close-up cam, which is pretty sharp. And I didn't realize it actually goes even sharper now. So next week it's all going to be in 4K as well. So as you can see, we've got that one down in there. And then throughout the day, as we're making our way through it, we were basically following along with me painting it as we were going right the way through. So again, nice little short and sweet shows. This one's a little bit longer, it's about 16 minutes. So try and keep them sort of under 10 minutes now and all the rest of it. And then, as I said, we were going around and I took you around the stash where you guys picked out what you would like to see. So what I've done is I've had a big count up right the way through of all the results through the multiple areas. So obviously I've caught all the ones obviously on the forum. I've got all the ones over from Patreon. We've added those in as well. And I've added up all the ones which are personal messages to me and emails as well. And we've come up with the final results for that one, which I will tell you at the end of the show. All right. So you can see which ones are going to be built next and all the rest of it. But basically, for the first time in years, I gave everybody a free reign of my entire stash to decide what we're going to be building next and go right the way through it. So again, there's that one down there. Anyway, members, you can go off and you can see that one. That is available to watch right now. And then we had, as I do this one, where are we? 23rd, sorry, I didn't click it through. So there we go. Then we had me back with you on, I just go back up here. There we go, on Wednesday. And obviously we were talking about obviously the paintwork was going through. And to be honest, I was pointing out and talking about the old Fenger airbrush again. It's a great bit of kit. I love the airbrush. And to be honest with you, I've done the entire thing with it. And you get people and they're talking about new airbrushes and I'm going to spend £140 on an airbrush. Well, I spent £18 on this particular airbrush and it's done the Apache fully. It's done all the models and all the detail work and all the rest of it as well. So I think it's turned out very, very nicely for an £18 airbrush. If you do want one, it's the Fenger 180K. All right, I will pop a link down in below to it. And I've got another one coming, which won't be here till I think mid next week, because obviously no deliveries coming in on Monday. But again, nice bit of kit. And for the money, you really can't go wrong. I think finally we've gone past that hurdle about you need to spend X amount of money for a decent airbrush. Like I say in the little review of it and all the rest of it, straight out of the box, it's a little bit clunky. But actually, I've had that one now coming at almost 2 years, and now it's worn in properly. It's worked beautifully, and I'm still on the first needle nozzle set, and it has lacquers through it every day. Although it's not my daily driver, for the first time I've used it as a daily driver all this week, and it hasn't failed at all. And to be honest, at one point I needed to switch colours, so instead of changing them, I went back to my PS270. And it just didn't give me as good as results. So I ended up having to clean out and actually use the Fenger as well. So again, for a £20 airbrush, although I really am sorry because the price has gone up. So it's now £22 on Amazon if you do want one. But if you get the 180K, it's got the micro air controller in it as well and things like that. So anyway, that's what we were going through down in there. And obviously we were looking at all the various parts on it and the various things as we go down in there right the way through. So my little chat to the nation. All right. And then same time we have Matt. Again, slightly different format. It's not the full format of doing a video build. It's more of a talk through about it and all the rest of it. Matt's just trying a few different things, bits and pieces for his shows. So this is Matt from PM Models. He's been working on the Black Widow. You would have seen this in a lot of his builds and obviously live shows that we've done recently. So obviously he's been going through the full motions of this one. So part 2 is up there now. It is free to watch. It is up on Flory Models site. It is obviously on the PM Models YouTube channel as well. So if you want to have a look at that one, and he's going through, talking through roughly the weathering and obviously doing the actual, well, using Tamiya tape for making walkways, lines and things like that, which again, well, like that, you can't tell. It looks fantastic. So he's worked out really, really well because the decal sort of failed. But there you go. You can see about that one all the way through on this, including unmasking. Why is it unmasking? I get all these videos now. I watched one guy unmask a plane once on Instagram, and now that's all I see is people unmasking. I don't get it. Anyway, so there you go, right the way through. But if you do want to see this one, and the final photos at the end looking sublime as well. So very, very nice indeed. Good job on that one, Matt. Nice weathering as well. So if you want to go off and see that one, you can do on there. On that note, there's no PM Model show and Phil show next week because, to be honest, Matt is away on holiday. He's having a week off, well deserved, and so he won't be with us next week. All right, but again, we'll talk about that in a moment. And then you're bringing up to date to today. So going through the paint stage really on this particular build. It's around about 30 minutes long. I haven't totally bored you to death with going through all the different colours. So we have done a little bit of editing onto this one. But again, putting the base coat down, which again, at the time, I actually thought this colour was wrong. And then I went off and did some research of brand new Guardians coming off production line. And no, they are that colour, weirdly. So I think by the time you flatten it down, it's a spot on colour. But obviously we wanted to go a little bit more. So we didn't want a green, boring look to it. So out came the Fenger Benger, as I call it, 180K. And we started to go. So to start off underneath, we started doing some mottling and various bits and pieces under there, lightening up the panels and all the rest of it with coat 1. Coat 2, we went through with a really, really faded look to it all the way through on that particular one, as you can see. And then it was just a case of fading in and going through, and then we were coming back. So this particular one, I've done it somewhat different. Normally I get lighter as I go. Actually, this time we've decided to go heavier. So what we've done is we've gone right the way to the light side, and now we're going back to the dark side. So now we're going back to the original greens and bringing it back and bringing it back and bringing it back until, if I take off the rotors here, if I can get them off, come on, come off. There we go. We end up with something looking, it's going to be careful where you grab this because it's got lumps and bumps over it everywhere, like this. So there we go. So there's it was going to be up on Monday, but to be honest, I'm not here. I've got to rush off shortly after this. But as you can see now, we are coming back to the green side. So we're about as far as we want to go, somewhat down in this for the moment. I've just literally mocked it all up together, so nothing's on here properly. If you're wondering why the pylons don't fit, I've literally just pushed them on. And again, some things with the actual the nose radar and stuff isn't properly on yet, or the tabs, I should say. So again, this is how she's looking. I think she's looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very happy of how it's all coming out. It's going back to the green side. We've got another coat to go on yet. And then what we're going to do is get the decals onto this one. And then once we got the decals onto this, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way through, as I said, with all that weathering we spoke about earlier. But yeah, very, very nice. I think once the decals are onto it, it'll give it another dimension. And what we want to do is a lot of hand touch-ups. It looks like they use a roller to do some touch-ups when they get scrapes and things, especially around the cockpit area. So we're going to be going through and we're going to be doing a lot of that to it as well. So you can see some of those sand tones on there and then some of the other areas on this one. So again, it's one of those ones where you can see it catching in the light, different areas, different shades and hues. And you'll know from the reference photos I've been using, it looks just like that. So I'm really happy of how it turned out. It's just a shame we're going to lose them when we come in and literally cover it up with ultra flat. But yeah, it's very, very good. Anyway, going back on track. Earlier on in the week, I did ask the Flory Models membership, this was just for the members, which video build you want to see next. Now, normally what happens with this, I give like a couple of options and then you vote. So for the first time in years, I actually turned around and said, this is my stash. Everything you see in here, I'm happy to build. Let us know what you want to build. And as I said, the voting's been going on a couple of days now. And again, so coming out on top by a long way was the Osprey, which I'm really surprised about because I never thought anybody would want me to build that. I'm probably thinking because it's big and you like to see the big stuff. So the Osprey, again, I'm going to do something a little bit weird with it. We're going to go a little bit overboard with the weathering probably, and we can do some things to it. I've got to get some stuff for it. Clearly I need a mass set, I reckon, and a few other bits and pieces, but I will get those and then we'll get cracking on with that one ASAP. But because it's Bank Holiday Monday, it's going to get delayed. I'm going to have to get Matt onto this one to get some bits for that as we make our way through. An old one, which came in second, was the Draken. So again, as you can probably see by the dust on this, this is really old. And weirdly, I got sent a white box one of these years ago in the 2000s. I think it must have been 2000. Whenever this kit was first released, I got one. And so again, I bought another one. I did a couple for commissions and things like that back in the day. It's a really, really nice kit. And at that point, I just did them straight out of the box. But there is aftermarket available now. So again, it's really nice to go back for that. And being an open one again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it. So what I've decided to do out of this entire list is the top 5 we're going to build. In a particular order, I don't know, but we'll start off with the Osprey. The others we'll do as we go. So I will get it, and then what I'll do, members, you can pick which scheme you want to do that one in as well. Because out of the box, you've got the green one and the grey one, so pick whichever one you want with that one. Another one that came in third, again, bit weird, but brilliant case, was the Space 1999 Eagle Transporter, which is funny because I said on the show the other day, I was looking at a 3D printed one. Big one, which is a lot cheaper than the big one. You might remember they do that in 2 scales. They do that one sensible scale, and they do the stupid massive thing with metal turned engines, which are more than the kit and all things like that. That's a little too big. John's got one. Get John to build his. But I will do that one. As you know, anybody who's followed me for a while, I've actually got the diecast kids play one, which funnily enough, before my father died a few years ago, he gave me back. He found it and it was like, oh, weird. So anyway, I've got the metal one, but it will be nice. This one's got a slightly different capsule with it as well. So again, it'll be all right, but I'm happy you guys want me to do it. I did buy it for a reason, so to build it at some point. So we're going to do that one as well. Again, no particular order on any of these ones that come in, but we will do it. Then the other one was a Sea King. Now, a lot of you just put Sea King, so I'm not sure which version you want. So we have got 2 versions here. Obviously, we've got the US version, if you like, and the UK one, the Western version. And obviously, we've got the US one here as well. So whichever version you want me to do, I'll put up another poll when it comes to it, saying which one do you want me to do. I'm quite happy to do both. I'll have to get a bit of aftermarket in for this one because, to be honest, I did have lots of aftermarket for the other version I had here, but I sold it. So, and when these came back in stock, I was a bit, so I bought it again. But what I'll do, members, is when we get round to doing this, I will put a poll up saying which one do you want me to do, the Airfix or Hasegawa. I know I'm not doing both. All right, so we could do that. Again, they're in no particular order. I'll do the actual Osprey next, but the others are in whatever order it is. All right, but it doesn't stop there because obviously starting on the 6th of June, which is not Thursday coming, following Thursday is the anniversary of the D-Day landings. So Flory Models members are all getting together and we're going to be doing actually a full group build or a mini SIG, if you like, right the way through for just a couple of weeks over that period. All right. So in that timeline, I intend to build this one. So this is a kit that we got a long time ago. This is the Hasegawa beautiful 148 scale Typhoon. So this is the 1B, I do believe. It's the teardrop canopy onto this one, and it'll go beautifully, to be honest, with my Tempest. So you might remember a couple of years ago I did the Tempest. So this one. So again, this is going to be totally out of the box, not fussing around with it at all. No engines going into this and all the goodies. It's literally going to be the kit straight out of the box build with this one. But you guys at home can join in with us. We're going to be doing live shows on the Thursday night, 6. So that's going to be Thursday at 7:30 in the evening. It's going to be a build along as well. I'm sure PM will have some special deals and things going. I'll probably have some special stuff as well. And then we're going to be all weekend with you as well. So we're thinking about doing Friday, Saturday morning and Saturday night, and then Sunday morning and Sunday night right the way through again. So if you want to join in with us building along, as I say, it will be live and free to watch on YouTube. The chat rooms will all be open if you want to comment and join in with us. We'd love to have you along with those ones as well. So again, great to see those ones up there just like that. All right, so as you said, plenty of things going on at the moment, but first of all I want to get this thing done and out of the way. So what I intend to do, as I say, probably Monday I'm going to spend probably a day decaling this one, so we get all the decals onto it, we get the ultra flat onto it, and then we can start going through the weathering process of that week. And as I said, in the meantime, there's a couple of little bits I want to get for the actual Osprey as well. I'll get those ordered, and then as soon as they come on, we'll get going on with that one. Just to say, and I know obviously this is one of those things, the armor people are now going, oh, there's no armor. And the sci-fi people are saying, yeah, I've got Space 1999. And then everyone else is saying, another helicopter, you've just finished one. All right, don't panic, all right? I am going to still do the Bradley at some point. So we've got the Bradley over there as well, the new one from Magic Factory. I'm going to have a stab at that one. And again, I am going to do it in three-tone camo. I'm not going to go desert and all the boring stuff. We're going to do it in three-tone camo as well. So expect to see that one. So what you're looking at, really, is what I'm going to be building over the next probably 3 or 4 months. All right, as you know, I like to try and do a build a month, and normally we have a couple on the go at the same time. So this is what's going to happen with these ones going right the way through. So hopefully it'll be a little bit for everyone as we make our way through. And again, we've got planned to do a lot more Saturday live shows in the summer and lots of live builds as well. So if you want to join in with any of those, it'd be great to have you along as well. Okay, last up we have sad news. But yes, the store is closed from the 25th of May, as in tomorrow afternoon it will shut, until obviously Saturday on the 1st of June. Annual holiday, strong words, because it's only Matt that's going. But anyway, if you've got any orders put in there and all the rest of it, as you can see, they will all be posted on Monday the 3rd of June. You can still place orders and all the bits of it just down in here as well. The special offers, as you can see, there's not much going on in here, purely because obviously we are closed for it, all right? So you say Matt's having a well-deserved break. He's going to have a week off. He's off. I don't know exactly where he's going, but I'm sure he's going somewhere very nice. He's not going glamping, I know that. So, but yes, he is off for a week off as well. So if you want to hold off from ordering, we totally understand. But if you do put any orders in with PM models, then obviously they're not going to get processed, as said, until Monday the 3rd on that particular one. All right. So again, just to be informed, as I say, there's no Matt and Phil show because technically there's no Matt bit. So it'll be the Phil show. So I'm not going to bother with that one because I'm going to push on heavily onto this one as well. So I say it's bank holiday on Monday. And then obviously Tuesday, me and Matt technically do our show. So what I will do, if I've got enough available footage for this thing on Tuesday, you'll get the next part of this one up, or should be up with you on Tuesday, which will complete this sort of painting stage, as you can see here. And then hopefully I have the deckling stage ready to go on with it and getting the flat coat on. That'll be on all subject to change because, again, you know what it's like. There's a lot going on with me at the moment with hospitals and treatments and running around. And to be honest, I've got to run off in a minute and go back to the hospital. So, yes, we're getting there. Anyway, I'm fine. Before everyone panics, it's not me, it's family. So, but they're all okay. It's just things. So it's all good on there. So anyway, that's about it from me. Don't forget, have a lovely weekend this weekend. Hopefully the weather's going to be kind to you and you can get out and about. If not, stay home, do some modelling, watch some videos, kick back and enjoy. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with all great work from the gallery, and there's some really nice ones in there this week. So until Tuesday, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted.